What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. Once again, I hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day, you guys. Um, let's get into it. So this is your review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 15 episode Adults. So we are still at the party, right? We are still at, what's up, everybody coming in? We are still at Sonya's party. So, yeah, Sonya's party for Ross. So a couple of things were going on. All right, we have Martell and Mayetta. Mayetta like approaching him about the fact that she heard that he was dating somebody in Atlanta, and Martell was like, "Okay, like that's not who I'm with now." He said, "Listen," he told Trey, he said, "Listen, every time I come to Atlanta, I'm with you. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who she's talking about, but I'm not dating anybody. Like I'm not seeing anybody else. That's it, right?" Um, This how I feel about it. And y'all know I hate when they make me defend people I don't want to defend, because I don't want to defend nothing about Martell. But in this whole scene, they're gonna make me defend Martell. This is how I feel about it. Sheree and Martell are not saying that they are in some sort of, the guy Ross named Ross? Yeah, Ross. No, his last name is Ross. His first name is, but they call him Ross. What's Ross's first name? I forgot what her husband's first name is, but they call him Ross. But his last name is Ross. Um, but my thing is, if first of all, let's just walk down the road that this is a real relationship. I ain't necessarily convinced that it ain't a real relationship, and we're gonna talk about that later. Because Aaron, thank you, Candace. His first name is Aaron, his last name is Ross, but everybody calls him Ross. Um, but let me say this: we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But Carlos did an interview with um Martell, and I ain't too sure that this relationship is real. We'll talk about that later. But let's just assume for a minute that this relationship really is real. I feel like Martell, maybe he was dating multiple people in Atlanta. And what's the problem with that? He is a single man. He is no longer married. He is fully divorced. If he was running up and down the road from Huntsville to Atlanta dating 4, 5, 10 women, I don't understand what the issue is. Like, y'all are making it seem like him and Sheree are in this committed long-term relationship, and he out here thotting and bopping. I just, and again, I think this is one of those situations where, unfortunately, your reputation precedes you, Martell. Like, people see you on the show, people see how you're perceived on the show, people know that you dogged out and cheated on your ex-wife. So people are going to really side eye that. But but Sheree and Martell have never said that they were in a committed anything. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think we was doing a lot, but Martell cleared it up, and Mayetta was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I guess it was like a friend of hers that Martell used to roll with. I don't know if there was any overlap to when Martell was thotting and bopping with her friend, and when he started thotting and bopping with Sheree. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's that deep. Okay, I don't. Okay, so then we still have Candy pissed off at Courtney on the other side of the room. Don Juan is there, and Todd is there trying to calm her down. And Candy is just like, "Yo, this girl is really doing a lot. Like, what's really good? She really doing way too much, right?" So then we have the Sheree Kenya showdown about Martell. Now listen, again, y'all are really gonna sit here and make me defend this man twice in one episode. Twice in one episode, y'all really gonna sit here and make me defend this man? Me too, Nikki. I call him Big Daddy, honey. Let's just go down this road. I had a good time. Thank you, Lauren. Let's just go down this road for a minute. Let's say that Martell did slide into Kenya's DMs. I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue is here. So Kenya says that Martell slid into, now the way Kenya made it seem like was that this was something that happened, and that it was real deep and it was real sinister. When we finally pull back all of the layers to this, Martell sent Kenya a message 2 years ago, 2020, damn near 3 years ago, 2020, and said, "Thank you for the kind words you said. I appreciate it." Because Kenya had done an interview where she said nice things about that boy, Martell. So fast forward to 2023. Well, when they filmed this, it was 2022. But fast forward to 2022, and now you bringing up a message that you didn't even respond to. So you really, I understand people were like, well, that's how it starts. People slide in your DMs just to say hi, and then they try to turn it into something else and want to take you on a date. That's fine. I understand that people slide into your DMs and then they try to take it to the left. But in this situation, we don't even know what would have happened or where it would have gone, because Kenya never even responded. Martell didn't push back. Like, it wasn't like Martell was like, "Hey, did you get my message? Hey, how you doing? Hey, I just wanted to say thank you again." There is no evidence that there's any more messages from Martell other than that one message that he sent 3 damn years ago, and he never ever reached out to you again. I'm like, y'all are putting 20 on 10 on this one. Y'all are really putting 20 on 10. Now, if y'all think I'm wrong, put it in the chat. Say, "Nah, really be, really be, really be." Now, here's the thing. We can agree that Martell is an ain't shit husband. We can agree on that. We can agree that maybe Martell eventually is going to dog out Sheree, assuming that this relationship is true, is a real relationship. But I'm saying, just take this situation separate from how you personally feel about Martell, and be like, look, this, they was doing too much. Even Candy, and y'all know, but even Candy in her confessional was like, "I don't care. I don't care. He could have deleted the rest of the messages." You have no evidence of that. Now you just putting 20 on 10, Candy, because you don't like Martell or because you want to side with Kenya. There is no evidence that this man has said or done anything else. It's too much. So they had this whole scene with Martell about this text message that Kenya, and so Martell said, "So what if I was trying to F you? That was 2 years ago." So what did Kenya do? "Did you just curse at me? Did you just curse at me? You don't talk to a queen like that. You don't." She said, and then she calls him a piece of shit. I really hate when y'all make me defend this man. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was Martell, I probably would have said some shit like that too by that point. Because by that point, y'all have been doing the most. And we saw the edited version. So they had probably been doing this for an hour, right? This back and forth conversation with Kenya and Candy and Martell and Sheree. Like, this might have gone on for an hour for all we know. Because they're filming. I was like, I don't mean no harm, but by that point, I was with Martell. Like, so what if I was trying to fuck you 2 years ago? I'm not now, and I'm with Sheree. Let's assume for a minute that Martell was trying to shoot his shot. Maybe, just maybe, he was trying to shoot his shot. She never responded. He moved on. No, he was divorced by the. Was he the shit? I don't know. Was he divorced then? Now he might have listen. Now that's now Keisha now. Now we can talk about that. But again, he did not. We don't have any proof that he was doing anything inappropriate. All he said was thank you for your kind words. What we saw, they showed the message up on the screen tonight. All he said was thank you for your kind words. Now I don't know if the divorce was final, but I do think this was where him and Melody was separated. And again, I'm not defending the fact that Martell might have been trying to push up on Kenya. He may very well have been trying to push up on Kenya. Please don't think that I'm trying to say that this man is no angel, because by no stretch of the imagination. I just feel like this whole situation was them putting 20 on 10. That's all I feel. I just feel like they was putting 20 on 10. All of them. All of them that was in it was putting 20 on 10. Um, that was pretty much what happened that night. He was divorced 2 years ago, so he was already divorced, child. If that man was trying to push up with Kenya, Kenya's a beautiful woman. If that man was trying to push up on Kenya, like I just feel like we can't have it both ways. You know, he was single at that point. If he wanted to try to shoot his shot at the whole damn cast that was single, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just feel like they was putting 20 or 10. They did too much in that moment, and Kenya was a lot. Somebody said they overproducing. There you go. There you go. Kenya was doing the most. She felt some type of way when she's the only lady in the room with no man. Yeah, because she said something about that later on with her and what's her name? When her and Sheree were talking at the end of the episode, she did say something like that. And I felt some kind of way about that. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt some kind of way about that then. I was like, Sheree, Kenya, you cannot push that on everybody. It's not everybody else's responsibility because you're the only single woman in the room. Somehow everybody else has a man to defend them, and I feel like I'm here by myself again. Girl, go sit down. Moving on. Because you know they brought up last season when she said the same thing about Ross. Oh, he's aggressive. He's aggressive. And I was like, I know how much I hate that word. I know how much I feel like that's a trigger. You know, oh, she's aggressive. You know, anyway. All right. We saw Drew and Ralph. Now, Drew is coming back from out of town. See, that's what I'm talking about. Last week, Drew was like, Ralph was like, she not feeling well. Oh, when she got some family issues. So you ain't have to give us two different stories. Just tell us one. She was out of town dealing with some family issues. That's acceptable. But you make yourself look suspect when you can't make up your mind which version of the story you gonna tell. Okay, Overcomer said, I believe they could have been divorced because Sugar Mama is 3 and Melody left him when she was 3 months old. So yeah, I think they were divorced when that went down. So, and again, even if they weren't divorced, we have no proof that Martell was trying to push up on Kenya. The only proof we have is that he sent her a message that said, "Thank you so much for your kind words." Now, was he hoping that that was going to open up the door? Maybe, maybe. I ain't gonna sit there and say he wasn't, but we will never know, will we? Because Kenya didn't respond. Drew, unfortunately, Drew's dad is not doing well. He is in a nursing home up in, she's from Detroit, right? Either Detroit or Chicago. And I think it's Detroit, though. And she just got back in town from visiting him. He has Alzheimer's. And so she said that he's at a point now where most of the time he doesn't remember her. And it's very stressful on her mom, you know. And so she, was with the family and dealing with that. So, I'm so sorry to hear that. I know we clown Drew a lot for various reasons, but I definitely feel for her on that. It's never easy to deal with. Drew Rep Chicago. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. Thank you. It's never easy to deal with that, and I know it's hard. But she said his music. She said, I mean, her music. She said she played her his music, and he recognized her, and it hit. You saw it on the video. His face lit up. It almost made me cry because I was like, oh wow, wow, wow. Um, and to be honest, at least right now, Ralph seemed to be in a really good place. They went into the studio and made an album. Now, let me ask y'all a question. I should have got the screen grab of that. They have Drew. They released it as a single independently. Why they had to put written and produced by Ralph, whatever the man last name is? I was like, you really, sir? And I think his picture might have even been on the damn album. I mean, the little promotional. But she did release some music independent. And later on in the episode, we see her going to the studio, um, wanting to find a studio space because she wants to actually put out a whole EP. She said that singing on the show and getting positive feedback has sort of rekindled that passion. She was like, yes, I'm an actress, but I also I do music and I want to get back into doing music. So I hope, listen, with her going through between her daddy and her husband, I hope she give us a Mary J. Blige, no more drama, type album, girl. That's what I need from you, Drew, because you do have a beautiful voice, girl. But that's what I need from you, Drew. I need a Mary J. Blige, I'm not gonna cry, I need one of them albums from you. I need an old school Keisha Cole, Love. I need a K Michelle niggas ain't ish album. That's what I need. Okay. I think you could do it, girl. You get the right people in the room. I think you could give us one. I think you could give us one. Okay. So that was nice to see. Um, that's pretty much all we heard them talking about. But again, I think the producers are going to go out of their way to show us that they were in a good space, right? Or at least playing nice for the camera. Now, Drew did say that because they've been working so hard. She said the studio is their happy place. She said they really do get along in the studio, right? Do you? Oh, you want one of them? I'm fed up with a man. Yeah. I don't. That's what I need from Drew. I feel like Drew will connect because here's the thing, Montrez. We know she going through it, right? We know that she going through some ish right now, and I honestly feel like if she gave that to us, I honestly feel like we would be feeling it. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, yes, girl, yes, yes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we'd be feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Is it me or is this the first time that Drew ever talked about singing? I think it is. I don't think we've heard a lot about Drew singing up until this point. So that was that. So next we have Sonya and Candy. Now listen, we found out that Sonya and Candy, Drew can sing. I think Drew has a nice voice. We found out that Sonya and Candy have been hanging out outside of filming. They went to Disney. Their families went to Disney World together, and they really kind of bonded. And that her and Candy are really developing like a legitimate friendship. She said Candy extended the invitation to the whole group about going to Disney World, and she was the only one that responded. I'm surprised Kenya didn't respond and take her baby, but maybe she was busy, with her new man and stuff. Child. So they get to talking, and Sonya is telling Candy about the issues with the family. She said that her mom wants to move to Florida. She said her sister is just over it, and her husband wants them to have a space alone. I'm not understanding why, if everybody is ready to go their separate ways, Sonya, why are you fighting it? I mean, we talked about this last week, and I understand all of the pros of all of them living together. But if they don't want to do it, if your mama says she want to go back to Florida and she want to live in Florida, baby, let your mama go to Florida. Your mama and daddy go to Florida and live in Florida. If your sister is saying, "Listen, I think this is not conducive to our friendship, our our sisterhood," you know, then listen, like I said, buy the house across the street, girl. Y'all can still live in the same neighborhood and not live with each other. She was like, I don't understand. Like, I want to respect my husband, but I mean, I don't see what the problem is. The problem is, don't nobody want to do it but you. That is the problem. The problem is nobody wants to do it. Now, if all of them wanted to do it, but they just couldn't find a way to get along, then I say bring in some therapy, let them sit down and work out their issues. But if don't nobody want to all live under one roof anymore, you said you asked for 2 years, it's been a year. Okay, girl, you got 50%. You got 50%. I just think, ugh, child. So then Sonya starts telling Candy, well, they talk about the party. And Sonya said, well, let me rewind. Let me tell you about what happened when we were over at Sheree's house. So we found out about a conversation that we didn't even know nothing about last week when Miss Courtney once again was throwing shade at Candy. See, this just ain't about, oh, you were asking about me. Oh, I know you. You don't know me. This is deeper than that because we find out. I'm sorry, y'all. This light is right in my eyes and it is killing me. Here we go with this damn camera. I don't understand why she can't get a place with a guest house so her sister can have her own space. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, go find a house that has options. Like, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Sonya puts her dreams on her family. Let them live their lives. Right. I know Montrez. This camera is slow to readjust if I move around too much. So when I moved close to the camera, I don't know what it is about why it can't adjust faster. Like I said, I've changed the settings and I don't know what that's about. This is a new camera, so I gotta play around with it some more. Um, but yeah, so we found out that Miss Courtney was saying something about Candy was at this spot that's sort of like exclusive, sort of like up tempo kind of situation. And she put it on her Instagram. And of course, she said, and the next time I went back, oh my gosh, the ghetto. Now, was she calling Candy ghetto? No. She was saying that Candy brings a lower class crowd to this high end establishment. Now, here's what I'm going to say about that. I'm gonna say two things. Number one, when you put stuff on your Instagram, child, you put it on your Instagram. Whoever follows you, whatever. Two, it brought people to the spot. It can't be that exclusive if they let them in. I mean, I'm just saying, if this spot was so exclusive that when Candy posted it on her, first of all, if it was that exclusive, Candy wouldn't have posted it on her Instagram. Do you know how many members only clubs and you got to know the right people to get in, secret password? You know what I'm saying? Got to get the right, back in the day it was a business card. You got to have the right card. Like, do you know how many exclusive members only places that exist? I know they exist up here, so I damn sure they exist in Atlanta. You wouldn't even be posting nothing at a place like that. Let's be clear, you wouldn't even be posting it. So the fact that Candy posted it and the fact that they let them people in, they wasn't that concerned about Candy being, the people being ghetto. You see what I'm saying? But once again, that was you throwing dirt on Candy. You are coming for Candy. This is not no, oh well, she was asking about. This ain't no accident. You coming for Candy. I see you. I see you. You coming for her. And Sonya laughed, right? So Candy was like, and listen, I love it because I love exactly what Candy said, because baby, that's exactly who I am. Don't come to me and tell me all the people that's talking about me. Because what I'm gonna say to you is, well, what did you say to them? Because first of all, my first question is gonna be, why were they so comfortable talking about me to you? Because if somebody come to me and want to start talking shit about Abby, I'm gonna defend Abby. You understand what I'm saying? But they're gonna also know, don't come to me talking shit about my friend, because that's not how I roll. They're gonna know it. You understand what I'm saying? So, hey Sharon, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait, what did she say? What did who say, Jonathan? What you talking about? You lost me. I don't know what you're talking about, Jonathan. So my thing is, I understand. I understand that in the moment, Sonya just sort of laughed, but I also understand why Candy was like, "So did you? So what did you say? Like, did you defend me? What did you say?" And Sonya was like, "Well, I mean, I think I said Candy's not ghetto. Child, they didn't show us no clip of that. You know how y'all know how production played that beautiful bean footage. I ain't see nothing about them. I ain't see them defending Candy. Did y'all see her defending Candy? And you know Candy saw it. She gonna probably talk about it on her speak on it tonight. People was talking bad about Candy. I was just waiting for you to drop down and agree. Sonya, all you had to say, listen, I've been in, I've done that, right? Somebody say something, and it is funny. It may be something not nice, but it's funny in the moment, or the way they said it, the way they delivered it was funny. And you laugh, and then you be like, girl, okay, that was funny, but nah, don't do that. Don't, that's my friend. I've had to do that before. Somebody say something, and the way they say it is funny. But then I have to be like, that's my friend. Don't do that. I really have done that before. You know, because sometimes people can say stuff and it don't matter who they talk. Hell, they can be talking about you. It's funny. She's always pressed about. Oh Lord, I'm gonna stop reading Jonathan. Oh no, I was waiting for you to agree that Candy is ghetto, not to agree with Candy. Oh, yeah. Jonathan probably have paying attention, child, because he He missed a lot of opportunities to talk about Candy Child. He must be half listening. But nah, she was laughing with the girl. Right. She was she thought that shit was funny. She thought it was funny. And at no point in time did I hear her defend Candy. And Candy gonna know it, girl. You tried to catch yourself. You tried to be like, what I mean, what you tried it. You tried it. But in the reality of the situation, no ma'am. Mm-mm. Nope. No ma'am. You did not defend your friend. And Candy gonna know it, child. She gonna probably talk about it on her speak on it. They also talked about Candy talking about her issue with Todd, child. We talked about that last week. I don't care. So the next thing we see is Candy at Blaze with Todd. And Todd is talking about opening up more restaurants. And Todd was like, listen, do you know how much money that I'm making off of opening up these restaurants? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I am making money opening up these restaurants. And Candy was like, so is it just about the money? And I'm like, wait a minute, Candy. Pot, meat, kettle. Because why do you chase so many bags, Candy? Because it's about the money. And Todd was like, listen, if I can make enough money in my being a restaurateur tour, then I can take that money and roll it over into other things I want to do, like financing my movie, so I don't have to ask for financing, so I don't have to seek financing, so I can do my own thing. I don't think that's a bad plan. I think that's a pretty good plan. And I just feel like, and again, I know I don't have no, I don't have to keep saying that shit. But my thing is, I don't see the problem with that, and I think that's a plan. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a pretty good plan. So I feel like both of y'all are chasing y'all's dreams. And I don't think that Todd is wrong. I don't think that Candy is wrong. I just think that they have to get on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Um, Candy also talked about Blaze and that Blaze really isn't as popping as Old Lady Gang. And she said, before the pandemic, it was doing really well. And then after the Panorama, it just sort of has leveled out and it's really not. She said the area is just a more urban area and that it's just not really doing well. And I feel like she's giving us the preamble to Blaze closing. I feel like that's her way of laying down the foundation. So when 6 months from now or a year from now we hear about Blaze closing, she kind of already got us ready for that. That's how I feel about it, right? Hold on a second, because I'm gonna tell you why Blaze is failing. Hold on, because hold on. Sorry, y'all. I had the door open earlier, and I had turned the air off, and now it's just hot, and I had to. I thought I could make it to the end, but baby, I was over here about to start sweating. So Candy, if you're listening, and I know that Candy probably not listening to me, and I know that she got bigger YouTubers. Shout out to Kim Power for getting a cameo tonight on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know it's bigger YouTubers that be getting the shout outs and the cameos and stuff. But if somebody send this to Candy, I'm gonna tell you why, old lady. I'm gonna tell you why Blaze not doing well. I went to Blaze when I was down to Atlanta about 2 years ago, I think it was. I went to Blaze. Let me tell you, and I did a review. It's somewhere in the archives. I think did I put it on members only? I don't think I did, but it's somewhere in the archives. I did do a review on Blaze. Um, Let me tell you why Blaze is not doing well. Number one, Blaze is outside of Atlanta. It's a hop. Like from where my hotel was when I went to Atlanta to Blaze, it was a 45-minute ride. Now, I don't know Atlanta like that, so I don't know logistics of where we were versus, you know what I'm saying? But what I do know was a 45-minute ride and I had to go through Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. That's number one. It's really not in the city. It's really outside of the city. That's really not a major deal because people would drive to a restaurant. So that's not a major thing. Here's the thing that I'm going to tell y'all. You are trying, you wanted Blaze to be a high end steakhouse, but you are not giving the high end experience. So let me explain what I mean by that. When you go to a restaurant, like, and I'm gonna just, I feel like a Prime. right? Ocean Prime or what's it? What is the one in Atlanta? 212 Prime, whatever it is. I went there in Atlanta. Oh my god, it was you 40% of what you're paying for is the experience. So let me say, for example, when you go to Ruth's Chris, and Ruth's Chris isn't even on the top end of a steakhouse, but it's a pretty good level. So let's use Ruth's Chris as an example. When you go to Ruth's Chris, from the minute you walk in to the minute you leave, you are getting an experience, right? Once you eat your appetizer, they come and they clean the table. They scrape away the breadcrumbs. If you spill something, they change the whole damn tablecloth, right? Um, you they they have the different meals. The waiters can tell you what the best wine is to pair with what you ordered. Like there's an experience that's involved there, right? If you go to oh shoot, what is the what's the name of it? It's escaping me. It's a steakhouse, an expensive, the Palm. If you go to the Palm, they bring the damn meat out, and you not. I ain't talking about Texas Roadhouse where you got to go over to the counter and point at it. No, no, no. They bring it out, and you pick your meat. You know what I mean? There's an experience there. The reality of the situation is Blaze. There's no experience at Blaze, right? You drive the Blaze. So, like for example, when I called, they were like, we have a strict dress code. You can't do this. You can't wear that. And if you're late for your reservation, we're going to cancel it. Like boom, boom, boom. Right. All of these different things. When I got there, wasn't nobody enforcing no dress code. Now, me and the person I was with, we didn't break the dress code. But I'm looking around the room and I'm like, okay, then we get there and I for example, my waiter didn't know the difference between red wine and white wine. I ordered a Pinot Noir. They bought me a glass of white wine. There's no such thing as a white Pinot Noir. I said to him, I ordered Pinot Noir. He was like, oh, that's Pinot Noir. I said, no, it's not. I said, Pinot Noir is red. He was like, oh, no, ours is white. I said, can you bring me the bottle of what this is? And of course, it wasn't. It was a white wine. And I was like, again, you're paying for an experience. So I think I'll say all that to say, I think if Candy did one of two things, either you have to lower your price because you're charging Ruth's Chris prices. You see what I'm saying? You're charging those prices, but you're giving me an Outback experience. You understand what I'm saying? So either you need to charge Outback prices or you need to up the experience. That's what a disconnect is. And it's nothing like the food was good. I would go back. I'm not saying I wouldn't go back. The food was good. But like, let me give you another example. They have a private room, right? They have a private room. So I called them to try to reserve the private room when I was going to Atlanta and I knew I had a large group. We all wanted to go out to eat and I had a big party. And I said, you know what? Why would it be cool if we all went to Blaze? Let me see how much it is to rent the private room. Because I said, it's enough of us. It was like 12 of us that were talking about going. I said, shoot, if the room is $300, then, we all tip in whatever. So I called them. Well, no, before I got to the private room, first I called and I said, I have a large party. Can you accommodate a party? I think I even said a party at 10. They were like, no, we can't accommodate a party at 10. I said, okay. Now I've been there. It's not a big space. It's really not a big space. But I'm like, you can't just push two tables together. She said, the lady on the phone said the largest we can accommodate is a party of 5. I said, well, can't you just have two parties of 5 together? She was like, well, no, blah, blah, blah. We can't do that. I was like, okay. So then I said, well, you have a private room. What's the information on renting a private room? It was $300 to rent the room. And then we had to guarantee, what was it? I think each person had to guarantee that they would spend a certain amount. What was it? I don't want to make it up, but I know it was like, let's say $20 a person, which isn't a big deal. But the $300 was non-refundable. So I said, whoa, 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 whoa. We gotta pay you $300 and none of that goes towards the bill. Like it's just $300, and then we still gotta eat, and we still have to. I think it was higher than $20. I want to say it was like $50. Like everybody had to basically order at least $50 worth of stuff. I said, so y'all playing. I'm like, y'all, now you playing. So it's that kind of stuff. And I even called back. I said, let me call back and get somebody different. Because you know how sometimes you get somebody different on the phone, they give you some different information. So I waited a couple of days and I called back at a different time. And I was like, let me get somebody different. And they told me the exact same thing about not being able, about not being able to accommodate a large party and everything about the room. And I was like, so when I think about all those different things, all of that adds up to why Blaze, in my opinion, why Blaze really isn't popping. Again, the food was good. When I was there, I enjoyed my meal. We got the street tacos and something else for appetizer. He ordered steak. What did I order? I don't remember what I ordered. I might have ordered steak too, because I ordered a Pinot Noir to go with my steak. I probably ordered steak too. And we both got dessert. The food was good. The server was nice. He just wasn't knowledgeable. But my experience, did I get a Ruth's Chris level experience? No, I didn't. You know? So that's my 2 cents. I know I just told a whole lot. I just made a long story out of that. But my 2 cents is either you need to bring down your price point or you need to up the experience. Because for people like me, and I'm by no stretch of the imagination am I a foodie, right? But I like to go to nice places to eat, and I don't mind paying if I have it. I mean, if I ain't got it, but if I want to go out for a nice experience, a nice restaurant, I have no problem paying. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, it's so expensive. I know before I go somewhere what I'm looking at, right? And so I've been to Morton's and Prime and the Palm, and I've been to these expensive restaurants. But hell, I'll go to Golden Corral. I'm not one of them people, right? But if I'm going to Morton's, I expect a Morton's experience. If I'm going to pay them prices, I want the experience because a lot of that is what you pay for. It's like a luxury car. It's all the car. It all starts and gets you to your destination, but it's the experience while you're driving. You understand what I'm saying? It's all the bells and whistles. It's all the extra added, accommodations. It's the extra that we pay for when we decide we want luxury. It's the extra that we pay for. So anyway, girl, you're so right. Went to the view and you had to pay a deposit, but that went to right. That's what I'm saying. I've done that before, right? Makia, I've done that before too. You rent a private room, but then a percentage, not all of it, but a part of it goes towards your bill. I've rented rooms at Maggiano's. Michael said a million times, but it's been at least 5 or 6 occasions when I've rented a room or been a part of people renting a room at Maggiano's. Maggiano's, if you don't know, it's an Italian restaurant, and I've done baby showers at Maggiano's. I've gone to retirement parties at Maggiano's. Um, we did my mother's 60th birthday party, I think, at Maggiano's. It's a certain amount to rent the room, but part of that goes towards your bill. You don't get it all back, but you get a percentage of it back. So when it was like the whole $300, I said we don't get none. Anyway, Fogo the Child. Yeah, Fogo the Child. I went there for my birthday. We went there for my father's birthday a couple of years ago. I went there for my birthday. We went to Puerto Rico. It's an experience. All right, that's enough about that. But Candy, to just keep it real short, you used to eat at Maggiano. Yeah, I used to love Maggiano's. But just to keep it real short, Candy, either bring down the price point or up the experience, and people will come because people are willing to pay for the experience. We know that. Moving on. And if you're not in the neighborhood that's going to support the price point, then you got to bring it down. That's just it. If you're in a neighborhood where you know everything around you, like 2 doors down from Blaze is like a fish and chicken carry out spot. You know what I'm saying? Like literally 2 doors down, because Blaze is like in a strip mall. 2 doors down is like fish and chicken spot. You like here they want $40 for a steak. Here I can get a 12 piece for $5.99. You know what I mean? It just doesn't match. It doesn't match. The private Italian restaurant near me, half of our deposit goes towards the bill. And baby, when I tell you we watching them make our pasta chow. You went to Fogo de Chao last Sunday? Yes. Which one did you go to, Miss Sharon, if you don't mind me asking? The way Candy be eating that chicken. I ain't doing that with you, Jonathan. Right. Location, location. That makes a difference too, Yolanda. All right, I done talked about that enough, child, but I just thought I would add my 2 cents. The other thing was her nephew was sitting there with his arm in a sling, and production was like, so we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about him sitting here with his arm in a sling. Like we're not gonna talk about the elephant in the room. And they were like, well, we can't really discuss it. You know, it's a legal case. It's not really a lot we can talk about. But what she did say was that one of her employees showed up intoxicated. Um, the nephew took him outside, and there was the altercation with the weapon. We know about that. Blaze is where Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffles used to be. For real? Get out of here. I did not know that. I agree, Jonathan. I think they should bring I think they should start franchising Old Lady Gang. I think they should bring one to Charlotte. I think it would do well in places like Charlotte, DC, Baltimore. Like I think they should franchise Old Lady Gang. I think they should. Um Maestro Steakhouse is pretty good. When we visited H Town, Houston has so many steakhouses. I think they have a steakhouse record. Really? Um well, down in Texas, I guess they would have a lot of places where you can eat beef, child. And he that producer. Well, it's the same production team. Hey, Dev, how you doing? Um, it's the same production team now. Real Housewives of Atlanta has the same production team as Potomac. So you might notice that some things are very similar, like them doing the receipts, like how production be rolling those receipts. You said, nah, we already got a Carolina kitchen, child. We do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That was his first location. The second location is where Blaze is now. Both locations were closed down due to money. Well, yeah, them Gladys Chicken and Waffles closed down quick, didn't they? We had one here in DC. I don't know if it was open 3 years, 4 years. It closed down quick. I said, damn. Um, I used to love Saltgrass until they decided to expand. So that's that. My shows I heard is nice. I haven't been there, but I've heard it's nice. We hardly saw. Yeah, we didn't see hardly none of Marlo. Child, Marlo wasn't in none of the mix. I realized that too, DeAndre. So that's just that. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Kenya and Akila, I guess, is the new girl. She's one of the new ladies that have been added. She is married to an NFL running back. She, her, her daughter and Kenya's daughter are best friends, so they've become friends. They've become friends. Um, They did one of these split screens where we had Sheree talking to Sonya and Kenya talking to Akil at the same time about the party and about Martell. And of course, Kenya is trying to spin this narrative about Martell being so aggressive and why would he talk to a woman like that and how dare he, and he's such a horrible person. And Kenya and Sheree is talking to Sonya about the same thing and how Kenya was doing too much and she thought Kenya was her friend and why would Kenya do that and try to embarrass her and embarrass him, and she really need to talk to him. She really needs to talk to Marlo. Damn it, see, I got me saying Marlo. That she really needs to talk to Kenya. That's pretty much the most I got out of those two cities. Oh, they talked about Kenya's man. Child, I don't care. Let me tell you why I don't care. Let me tell y'all why I don't care about Kenya and this man. I may not be as good as Scotty, because Scotty be like, on season 3, episode 2, so and so said such and such. Now, I ain't that good. But what I have not forgotten is Kenya's history of bringing men on this show. Okay. Kenya, we ain't forgot about the first season that you were on the show and you brought that dude on there and paid him to be your boyfriend. We ain't talk about him. Okay. We ain't gonna talk about the Matt, the guy that tore up your house. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about him. We ain't gonna talk about Mark, child. Lord, we ain't gonna talk about Mark. So I am not Walter. Thank you, Jasmine. Walter. So I am not worried and or impressed. Okay, about Kenya talking about no new man, bringing no new man on this show. I'm just not. I'm just not. So I hope that I hope he treats you nice. I hope it's he got you smiling and giggling. But I'm not swayed by none of that. I'm not swayed by none of that because I know you. We know you for your works, Kenya. We know you for your works when it comes to these men. So I am not impressed, nor am I worried about you and these men. I'm done with that. Both of them, Lauren, Walter and Matt. Walter was the first season, the guy that she paid to be her boyfriend. Now, remember, if social media was the way it was back then, the way it is now, baby, they'd have had Walter on. Walter would have been interviewing with Tosh K. He would have been interviewing. Mims would have reached out to him for the interview. We would have been doing. We'd have been doing stories on Walter because remember Walter did do an interview and he said that Kenya paid him. Remember he did do that, but I mean, it didn't really take off the way it would take off now. Like if that happened now, baby, y'all know how we be reporting about that. That man has a 2-year-old baby in claims on his IG. He got a 2-year-old baby. Okay. That part that I don't understand is if Sheree already knew about the DM, but her and her hotel were so upset and wanted proof. Because she was lying, DeAndre. Child, she was lying. She didn't know about that damn. And I'm going to tell you why she didn't know about the DM. Because remember at first Martell said he didn't send the DM. And then he said, oh, you right. I did. He didn't remember his damn self, according to him. So that's Sheree calling herself defending her man, but don't realize how stupid she looked because her man, see, that's why I said, okay. That's why I said that. That's why I said that I'm not too sure about this relationship because they just don't seem to be on the same page. But Martell said that he had forgot he sent her a message. So there's no way that Martell could have told her about the message if he forgot he sent the message. Because remember, he said, I never DM'd you. I never sent you a message. So how did you remember over the summer when you and Sheree were telling each other everything, but all of a sudden now you forgot? He ain't told Sheree shit. And that's why sometimes it's better to just keep it simple. Sometimes it's better to keep it simple. You don't need to do like you can defend your man without being all specific about defending your man. You can do that. You can do that. But that was Sheree out here lying. Listen, two things can be true at the same time, y'all. Sheree and Kenya can be liars. Okay. Hell and Martell too. Shit. Three things can be true at the same time, child. All three of them can be liars. Okay. Um, she said at least 6 months ago. Y'all know production played it back, child. Production played it back. She said at least 6 months ago. Kenya should have kept that DM to herself. I just, it was just too much. It was too much. Both of them. There you go, DMV. Both of them. Who lying? Both of them. There you go. All right. So then we have Sheree. We already talked about Drew in the studio, child. We ain't going back down that road. We have Sheree going to her warehouse. First of all, they talk about something. It's her distribution center. No, it's not. It is the place where they send the things because it's not where they make the stuff. So you are paying these people to put the package up the stuff and put it in boxes. They said they was gonna charge you extra to steam the shit. And then you had a nerve to tell Kenya when she showed up, yeah, I do everything. I'm hands on. Not when we just sat there and saw you tell the lady to steam it, and you gonna ask her was it an extra cost, and the lady said, yeah. Now listen, I know we give people a whole lot of, but I have seen Melody packing up her own stuff. I have seen Judy. I know she don't go by Big Booty Judy no more, but that's Judy. We have seen Judy in her warehouse. We have seen the distribution going out of Judy's warehouse. I know that y'all mad at Stormy right now, but baby, we have seen Stormy's warehouse. Hell, that woman went down to the warehouse to see for herself. Sheree, what we have not seen is you do any of that. We saw you walk into that warehouse, to talk to them women about mailing your shit. Now they said she had 273 orders when she went up in there. I mean, I guess y'all was ordering them hoodies. I mean, I guess y'all was ordering that stuff. I don't know. Y'all support. I was going to support Sheree. I was, y'all. I was going to buy a Who Gonna Check Me Boo t-shirt till it was $200. I wish the hell I would. That's like when I went in Nene's boutique and Nene wanted to charge $260 for them damn camo pants that she wear all the time. I know you a $260 lie. $260 for them damn camo pants that she wear all the time. You a lie. And the truth ain't in you. That's why them stores is closed now. Anyway, so Kenya shows up, child, and they get to talking about what happened at the party. Kenya is explaining because Sheree was like, "Well, why wouldn't you tell me? Like, why would you wait to tell me then to embarrass me? Like, why would you tell me?" Sheree talking about something. I mean, Kenya talking about something. Well, you said you wanted to know. Girl, she didn't say she wanted to know in the middle of no party. Okay. And Sheree was defending her man. Like I said, she lied a little bit, but she was defending her man. But I just don't like this. I don't like this narrative. I've already said my piece about this. They just argued about it, but I've already said my piece about this. I just don't like that Kenya is trying to put out there this mindset. That's not a lot of orders. You're right, 273 orders, but that's just more than what I thought. That's more than what I thought, but it's not a lot. You're right. It's really not in the grand scheme of things. But um, I feel like I don't like that. I don't like again. Have we seen Martell be aggressive? Yes. Have we seen Martell be rude and disrespectful? Absolutely. But in that moment, I understood his frustration, and she was like, "Well, he cussed me out." No, he didn't. He did not cuss you out. He cussed at you. But cussing you out would be, bitch, you that is cussing you out. What he said to you was, so what if I was trying to F you? That was 2 years ago. Ma'am, that's not cussing you out. That's cussing at you. But that's not cussing you out. And I really wish we would stop putting 20 on 10. And I feel like that's what Kenya does all the time. Kenya puts 20 on 10 to create this situation to make it bigger than what it is. That is just that is how I feel about it. That's my 2 cents. That was pretty much the episode, y'all. Let me look at my notes and make sure, child. Martell answer all the messages. Oh, that's what she said. She said she was upset because Martell low key called her a hoe. He did. He did. And you had a right to be upset by that because he was like, look at her phone and look at how many messages she answers. He was low key calling you a hoe. He was. Now that I will agree with Kenya on. Martell was calling her a hoe. Um, and so I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But again, you started it. You started it. That he did call you a hoe. But you started it, girl. That's my 2 cents. Now, y'all can disagree with me, but that's how I feel. Am I the only one who didn't know Sheree was a grand? Oh yeah, we met Sheree's granddaughter. She is a grandma. Congratulations. I didn't know it either, Kenya. I think I had heard the rumors, but I never knew if it had been confirmed. I think I did hear about it, but I don't know if I didn't know it had been confirmed, child. Calling somebody a hoe. Right. He was. And that is, how dare you, sir, have the audacity to call somebody a hoe. I agree. Now that I agree with. But he did, child. He did call that girl a hoe. He was. Well, she didn't say a peep at last year's reunion. She was giggling with Sheree when he called. Right. And that's what Sheree said. Sheree was like, y'all have been asking me about this man for months. I bring him around, and that's how y'all treat him. She ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. She should have replied your mama or say it takes one to know one. That would have been a good one too, geeks. That would have been a good one. Mm-hmm. So listen, y'all. I know Candy did her speak on it. So we'll recap her speak on it tomorrow. I'll watch it tonight or tomorrow at work. We'll recap her speak on it. I may do 2 different lives tomorrow before the Whether You Like It or Not panel because we got to talk about this interview that Carlos and Martell did. I know a lot of people are going to be talking about it. Martell said some he actually gave his side of this story, but it played out on the episode tonight. But he also talked about some other things, child. So child, we'll talk about that too. We'll talk about that too. So I will see y'all, and don't forget the Whether You Like It or Not panel where we will all recap this episode tomorrow night, honey. And so I will see you guys tomorrow. If you have not hit the like button, if you are new here, go ahead and subscribe, child. It's free 99. Okay. If you have not hit the like button, please do that as well. That is also what? Free 99. And I will see y'all tomorrow.